Yeah, so guys, it is me. You already know the boy, right? So we are live again. We are back again. Tonight we are gonna look for a new app, another app that we would want to build, right? So we just go on live. We look for beautiful apps. We look for modern apps, and then we build them. So we've been doing great all this while, and today we are going to look for an app, a particular app that we would love to build. So yeah, um, if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, and if you are watching from any other platform, don't forget to follow and also reshare and like whilst we get this worked on. So yeah, we are live on our platforms, and it's time to get started. Guys, take this. I have no idea the app that I'm about to build. I have no idea what app we are going to find interesting and work on. So we are going to Figma, look for an app, the one that looks very cool, the one that looks modern, and then we start working on it. So yeah, thank you guys for sticking around and being part of this new journey. So let's go on Figma and get started, right? So let me see which of the apps is this. Okay. Yeah, so this is the recent app that we've worked on. We are done with this. If you are yet to check out the video, don't forget the playlist for this particular mobile app is Foodies, right? So the Foodies mobile app, we've already built all this and it's in the playlist, so you can check it out in the channel or on the channel. Yeah, so we would move back to my files and then jump into the community. Then we are going to look for a modern mobile app. We have no idea what we are looking for. We are just looking for a beautiful mobile app, and then we build it together. So let me search modern mobile app. Let's just search this and see what we are gonna have. The names are so random, we have no idea what we are looking for. So this one says a modern crypto NFT. Let's see how it looks. Let's see what we have. It says an NFT app, so let's go in there and so please, which video screen recorder are you using? Yeah, I'm using Streamlabs, but on TikTok I'm using a TikTok Studio. Yeah, so I'm using TikTok Studio here. Guys, this designer only have three apps, three screens. We can't work with this, right? So let's close this and go look for something better. Yeah, so this is out. Which one is this? Fitness app. All right, you are welcome, Mr. Kenna. Is it Kenna or Kenna? Or yeah, so thank you very much. Yeah, so guys, let's look for another app and see what we are gonna get. So let's jump to the design and see. Okay, I think he really built everything with very good layouts and all that. Oh, I like the green stuff. Guys, I think this color, it's so different. Like, this looks so cool, right? So this is like a simple fitness app that we can actually, okay, this is kind of cool. Let's see what we are gonna have. What's your age? I think this looks cool, guys. This looks cool. I think I'm loving it, right? I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I like what I see and all that too. I don't know how it looks at your end, but I think it's looking good. Yeah, but let's go through it and see what we are gonna have. This app is actually gonna take a long time to build, looking at the few stuff that we have in here. But I love how the developer actually puts everything, the layouts, how he's able to just run everything, making it look like an algorithm. Yeah, like a flow chart and all that. He just laid out the flow and everything. So weekly challenge. let's say this is your weekly challenge and all that, and it's dealing with just green black. So yeah, so there's like notifications and then favorites. Yeah, so this is what he have. I think we can actually have this here. We can duplicate this tab and keep it somewhere when whilst we move back, and then check the other ones out. Yeah, so we can take one off and then let's go check out the other ones. Yeah, so this one is which one is this, which one is this, which one is this? Just for sale, so we can't use that. I don't want to NFT collection mobile app. Let's see that, guys. Is NFT still a thing? I think NFT is no more a thing, right? I think it has passed and all that, but I don't know if it is still a thing though. Do you guys think NFT is still something that's kind of out there that people would love to invest into? I don't know, I'm just asking. But this is what we have for this. It's actually looking good. I think most of the designs are looking good. What I like is this glassmorphic nav bar, right? It looks really cool, so I think that's also cool. Yeah, but the UIs are not that much. It's just the same UI that we have across board, so I don't think it's something that we would want to actually go into. It's just the same UI that we have across board, so it's like two screens, which is we have get started. You go to the home screen. When you click on an item, then it brings you here. Then that's also that is not enough UI for us to work on. Oh, guys, we have to find something. We have to find something. I think the time for selection is already up, so please not bother with too much questions. I want to ask, which stack do you use for a project? Yeah, I use Flutter. I use Flutter for my project. I use Flutter for my mobile apps, so yeah, you can check it out. Yeah, so guys, let's look at this and see. We have no idea the app that you're coming to build, right? So you all can just chill, right? You're welcome. And they said this is something about which I don't know what this is, and it's not even in English, so I really don't know how we can navigate this, and I don't understand what I'm saying. I have no idea what I'm saying on the screen. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm saying on the screen, so I think we can take this off. Yeah, guys, I think okay, we have a music player, and we have a dating app, and then we have bathroom items. The music player, let me see how it looks like, so that we can actually have a music player app. Over there we are going to deal with sound, we are going to deal with musics and all that, so that you can actually have an app where you would say, hey, this is my app, and I enjoy music on it. This is all, guys. This is all. This is literally everything. I was so excited having an app like this, having a UI like this. I thought we were about to enjoy something great, but it's not even prototyped. Just these few screens, guys. My fellow UI devs, right? This is from everybody. Please do well to finish your designs when you start them, because I don't understand why you would effort things very much for the like. Please don't forget to drop that follow. You can be the first follower for today, and also don't forget to check out the YouTube channel. Guys, if this design is complete, I tell you that we are going to try it out. Unless it's not. It doesn't look like it is complete. It's not. guys, this looks good, but it's not complete. So let's see. And it's not even in English. It looks really cool. It is something I would love for us to build, but it's not complete, guys. Why is all the designs not complete? My UI devs, please do well with your apps. I beg you, please. Get some app, do something nice, do something cool, and make sure you finish it. Damn. This one says live score. This one says live score app and all that blah blah blah. I don't even trust it. It says 17 plus mobile screens. And we are gonna take a long time building this. Let's see the wow. We have dark design, we have light design, guys. It's like almost, I think, let's see. So it looks like this, but I don't like this color. This color looks AI. And most people are always thrown off when it's an AI color like this. So it's a good color combination, but it looks more like an AI something. So guys, let's leave it. Guys, really, this is kind of I don't even know how to even go about this, but it's just not cool, right? It's just not cool. It's just not cool. Let's check this fashion wear. It's not cool, bro. Because I was expecting that we get some cool app and use it, but it seems most of the designs are not complete, and it's just yeah, check this out. This design is not complete, and it's saying you should download the Figma file from here. Oh, guys, this actually look like something I would love for us to explore or to take a look at, but oh my god. Yeah, so he's actually selling it, so we can't have access to it. Then I guess we are gonna have to just build the fitness one, because it seems most of the apps are e-commerce. We've already built a lot of e-commerce apps, so yeah. Guys, let's look for something else. Most of them are fitness, most of them are phone. Let's say I just want us to come up with some crazy names, right? I don't want to be specific with what I'm looking for. I just want us to just get something and build it. I just want us to get something and build it. I don't want us to actually be specific with what we want. Guys. Let me search something like beautiful apps. I don't want to be specific with the name. I just want us to have something. Right? Let's just have something. Something that no one planned, no one thought of, something random. That's what I want us to kind of actually get and make use of. But it seems most people are building almost the same app. It's either food delivery, or you are looking at something else, which is fitness, food delivery, fitness, food delivery, fitness. That is all that is. So I want us to see if we can actually find something cool or something great. Oh my god. Yeah, so guys, we have this green on dark app, green on dark mobile app. Although it looks good to me, I'm just feeling like we could actually have something more cool, right? More cooler and interesting, right? So if we check this, they said this is a 2-player. I don't know how it is, but let's take a look at it. Oh my god. Yeah, so even this is taking a lot of time. So let's check for maybe a music player app. I think we can build a music player app and then use that to learn how to work with sounds and all that. Yeah, so I think we can use that to work with sounds and all those things. Which one is this? Yeah, this one is for sale. So let's say music apps, right? We can actually use that to learn how to build music, to manipulate or work with music related stuff and all that. So let's look for something cool. I'm the biggest Nathaniel last made. The biggest Nathaniel last made. This is for sale. Then we ain't gonna pick it, bro. Then we ain't gonna pick it. We are not looking for something that's been sold. We just want to have a free version app that we can make use of. So let's look at what we can get. Let me check this. Let me look at this. Now playing interface. That is all that is that we have here, guys. Our developers don't actually want to give us the chance to build something cool, so they limit everything. They limit the design. And see, this is all we have here. This is all we have here. Oh my god, guys, can't we just get a beautiful app and build? Can't we just get a modern app that we can build? Guys, this one is named Mood. I just hope that it's been designed from start to finish, that we can actually make use of. So this is it. You go in here, you look for your song, and then that's it. Far. Far. Guys, far. Let me shout again. Far. So we are not gonna get a music app to build. We are not gonna get so what do we do? Do we stick to the old app, which is the fitness app? Because for the fitness, I feel like the green, right? The green and all those things is like it could have been more cool if it's not that green, right? So classic mobile apps. Let's see. Ooh, the man. Oh, so Most of the apps are food delivery, guys. So let's look at this and see if we can make use of it. Yeah, this is what we have. It's fully in a dark mode. So when we start, we are gonna have this, and then we are gonna have this, right? The start of your journey. Then we are gonna have this, then this, then we start. When we start, we would be supplied this particular login screen. We can log in and all that, and then we'll take the user info. This is it, right? You can see the user info. We can take it from here, and then what else can we do? Let's take a look at it. Do you create AI power apps? Now I haven't created an app with AI so far. I haven't created an app with AI. I haven't created an app with AI. So we have online bike shopping. This is one of the apps, online bike shopping. Thank you, Parkwaysi. Thank you guys for the like. Thank you for the follow as well. Yeah, thank you for the follow. We get a weather app. Let me see what we have this for, this particular one. It says a weather app, and it has some kind of cool 3D designs in there. So Kwame Drake 007 Cutie. Guys, thanks very much for the heart me. I really appreciate all of them. And then this is all we have for the weather app, guys. I'm so like, bro, the UI devs don't want to design. Like, the UI devs seems like they are so tired, so they just do 2 screens and then they call it that is all. Okay, so we have meditation app. Let's see how that's gonna be. You're laughing, right? Guys, so I'm just here for almost 30 minutes. We're just trying to find the best UI to build, and then it's just like, Charlie, it's like, bro, we're just going and coming. We're just jumping up and down. We're not really getting anything cool that we can make use of. So let's see. We have this, and then what else? That is that, guys. I feel like shouting, but I can't shout too. Give me a complete app. Bro. It doesn't matter how many screens we have there. I just need a complete app that we can build. I'm tired of the food app, guys. I'm tired of the food app. I want us to build something different, something unique, like something beautiful. Oh my god. I just want us to build something beautiful, guys. And it's fitness. If that a fitness app, or you're looking for maybe a travel app, or a fitness app, or a travel app, a fitness app, a travel app, like, need something different. Or guys, should we start doing UI development ourselves? Cause it just too much. Guys, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you very much for the follow, guys. Okay, so this one says fintech app. It says a fintech app, but the UI is not complete. I've seen that before, so I'm not gonna even check it out. We have 2024 TikTok UI. Do you guys think we should build that? Okay, this one says a furniture app. Since we are not getting anything, I think we can just look for something that looks modern with beautiful colors, and then we make use of it. Yeah. So what this is what we have here, right? It wants us to actually pay for it, so it says download product. When you go here, it will surely ask us to pay for it. So let's check it out and see. Yeah, it will ask us for payment. So unfortunately we ain't gonna pay for it. So let's move to a different one. If only this particular tutorials or this particular live and stuff are paying me, then I can say, okay, let's go buy a UI and build. But since I'm not being paid, since I'm not getting paid, I think we can stick to the free stuff. It's simple, guys. So I'm just gonna pick something. We'll try build it, and then I'll take my time. Let's build a app that tells you the emotions in which you are in once you speak. Yeah, it's not that's the thing, but where is the UI? We need a UI that we can actually use to reach for whatever we want to build, right? To actually direct us on how the UI looks and all that. So if there's no proper UI for us to actually work with, then there's no need for us even starting it in the first place, because at the end of the day, it's just going to stress us. And this is also an app that we want to build from start to finish. So without a proper UI, we are just going to get stuck on the road, and then that will be it. I have an app that I want to build. Bro, please, I have texted you. Okay, sure, I will check that out. I will check it out, but that's gonna be after the live. Unfortunately, it's gonna be after the episode. So guys, at this point we'll just have to pick something and go with it. Yeah, we'll just have to pick something and go with it, because it seems we are gonna spend the whole time, the whole episodes, just trying to find the best UI to use. So since we can't actually get the best, then I think we can at least go with the one we have, right? Yeah, I think we can go with the one we have. So guys, we have something there. Let's go check it out, and then let's see. Okay, we have a dating app. Guys, who wants to go for a date? Who wants to go for a date? Yeah, so we have a dating app. Let's go in there and see. Why do we have so much elements here? There's an incomplete dating app. If you go on there, you're gonna crash your relationship. Pew 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 pew. Yeah, so guys, it's been 32 minutes of us trying to get the best app to build, and since we are not able to find anything good, I think we can just jump into getting something. Yeah, let's just build something, or maybe we can tell stories. We can tell each other stories, because at this point it seems we are just looking through screens, and then nothing really is catching the attention of the house and of the group for us to work on. So yeah, guys, so unfortunately we would have to go with one. Unfortunately we would have to go with one. So I don't know if we've already built a mental health app, but this one down here is talking about mental health. So we are either gonna choose this, or we are gonna go with the mental health app. So guys, the decision is in the hands of everybody. Mental health or fitness. Yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately, the mental health doesn't look okay. So we are stuck with this, and we would have to go with this. This is actually gonna be cool, right? This is gonna be cool, and hopefully, it shouldn't take much of our time. One day, we'll surely find an app that we'll build, which we'll all enjoy. Yeah, just one day. For now, I'm just feeling sad because all our apps are not looking so good. Oh, yeah. So, guys, we've done food delivery. We've done a different one, and this one is just problem. It's just issues, guys. It's just issues. I don't even know where to begin or start from, cause it's just issue. Podcast and audio streaming. God, please, this one should be complete. This one should be complete. At least, let's have this as a complete one that we can actually work with. Let's have this as a complete one that we can work with, guys. Let's pray. The design. Yeah, guys, we are gonna work with this podcast app. We are gonna work with this podcast app. So let's go in here. When we select the podcast, we are gonna have all this, and then we can play it, and then go to full episode. And I think we have recommended podcasts. So the one main function that we would actually be looking at in this particular app is going to be the name, right? The music functionality. So we are going to be looking at the music functionality, right? So that is the only part that actually interests me, that I want us to take a look at. That's the part that interests me, because I want every new build to be an app where we get a chance to learn something new. So every build should introduce something new that we can actually learn, right? That is why I want us to get a perfect app that we can work with. Yeah, so what we have here looks good, which is a podcast app, but yeah, designers chose not to actually complete their design. So they start small and then they end it, and then they say that is the end of the road, unfortunately. Yeah, so you give us that feel like, yeah, I'm about to give you something crazy, and then as soon as we click on your design, it becomes an uncompleted UI, which is just crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy, guys. And then you see a lot of people drop a like, a lot of people drop love and all those emojis, making you feel like, oh, this app is on top of the world. I gonna have access to it and enjoy it. But as soon as you click on it, you realize that nah, not all that glitters is gold. So this is what we have here for this. This is what we have. If only this app is prototyped, or this app was prototyped, then I would love for us to check it out. But if it's not, then there's a lot that we would have to do ourselves. But yeah, it looks good, guys. I think it actually features almost everything. So what we are going to do is that this is one crazy cool design with a lot of screens. Yeah, as you can see, it's a cool design with a lot of screens. So we are going to begin with this. We are going to set it up, and then we would build something like this. I love challenges, right? So I want to see if I can build an app that is going to have this, like, this feel. I want to see if I can build an app that can look like this, with some crazy feels, some modern feels and all that. So that is the challenge that I'm taking on. And then I will say that, guys, we are gonna actually work on this podcast app. Yeah, so we are gonna work on this podcast app, and then you take it or leave it. This is what we are gonna work on. It's crazy, yeah, it looks crazy, but we are gonna do it because I love the crazy stuff. So guys, we've gotten something, we've found something which we can actually work with. For this looks exactly like what I've been doing every day, so I wouldn't want to stress over it. But for this, it looks like something that will challenge me, and I love challenges, so we are gonna work with this. Yeah, so we are gonna work with this, guys. Yeah, so after 40 minutes of moving up and down, we've finally got an app that we would be building for this particular episode. All right, so what we are going to do is that we have what we want, and then the next thing to do is to create the project and see how much we can do before the end of this live, right? So let's go for a quick hydration break. Yeah, so guys, I'm back from the quick hydration break, and then one thing we can see on this app is that it does not have a sign up page. Is that it does not have an authentication page, right? It just started from the home page, and even the names, right? The names of the cards are not in there. So we have like 100 large 1, 100 large 4, large 5 and all that. That is actually the name of the cards, but no problem. Our goal is to actually challenge ourselves and build something like this. So that is what we are going to do. Guys, let's set up our project. Android Studio next. Yeah, so Android Studio. Yeah, go here, create a new Flutter project. But before I create this project, I want us to already have the repo set up, right? So I'm gonna go here. No, I'm not gonna set up the repo. I'll create a project. When I'm done with everything, then I'll make it available for use. So let's go here and create a new Flutter project. So what's the name? We're gonna call it podcast. We'll call it podcast, or let's Mobi podcast. Yeah, so Mobi podcast, that's going to be the name of our project, and then we are building it for only Android and iOS. So we are saving it to studio projects. All right, so Mobi podcast is what we are building, and here we go. Yeah, so we are going to have something like this. This is the starting page. This is the starting point of the app. So let's open our emulator and then get it code booted so that we can jump into business. No time to waste, bro. Yeah, so after 40 minutes of going up and down, we've been able to actually get an app that we will be building. Guys, if you are watching this on TikTok or any other platform, please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, right? Because this is what we are going to work on in a new playlist. We've already worked on more than 100 we have more than 100 episodes of mobile apps, different apps in the channel. So if you want to check out things that we've worked on before and things that we are going to be working on and things that we are working on, then please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Right, the goal is to have at least, I have 300 subscribers. The last time I checked, I think 304 or 5. So guys, hopefully at the end of this episode or this live, we should be able to get to 310 subscribers. If you are watching and we are more than that or less than that, don't forget to still subscribe. I love you. Yeah, so we are gonna run our app and then see what we have, guys. Army Tafar. Yeah, Charlie. So tonight we are gonna have another story, right? I'm gonna give you guys a story, and then it's gonna be similar to the last thing that I talked about in our previous episodes concerning someone that says I can't date a developer. Can you imagine, guys? A lady told a developer that, hey, I can't date you. Why? She said because he does not have time. Developers are humans too, guys. Yeah, so he was like, bro, you see the shorty that I've been talking about, the girl that I've always been talking about. I was finally able to speak with her. I was finally able to open up to her, and then she told me that she can't date me because I am a software developer. Reason being that I'm not gonna have time for her. Sorry, brother. That's not new. That's why most of us are single. All right, so let's get to the real thing. The title of this, we are gonna even take this off. I don't need it here. Even the dim data, we would actually take it off, but there are some few things that we would have to do. Right, so if we go inside the app, there's always a particular dim going on there, so we would have to take a look at that and use it as such. Yeah, so let's go here. We are already setting up the app, guys. There's no time to waste, right? So we are already setting up the app. We are gonna create this as let's go in here and start with features. We don't have much things to do. We've already wasted enough time trying to find the best app. So now that we've seen the design, we just go in here, create our features directory, and then we create home screen. So sorry, we are going to create the home screen directory. So let's call the home screen, and then inside of this we can have home screen. All right, so we can have this as the home screen. All right. Phew. So that is that, and then we can have it as a stateful widget, so we can call it a home screen app, and then we are gonna import the material app. So let's import material component. All right, so after that, go in here and use home screen. Yeah, so guys, she left him, oh Charlie, she left him cry. Like, she said she no go fit do, like, I can't date a guy that's a software engineer, so she left him. Yeah. So guys, let's rerun this and see what we have. Yeah, so now our home screen is set. We want to take off this debug badge, so I'm gonna go in here, and then we're gonna write debug show check mode banner, which is gonna be false, so we are not gonna have that banner anymore. Yeah, now we have our app set up. The next thing we want to do is to change the name of the app, right? So if we should quit it right now and go in here, we are gonna have the name as Mobi Podcast, and that is not the name that we want for the app. So to change your app name, you go to your Android folder first. Let's do it for Android. You go to main, you go to manifest, you locate the label, and then you change this to Mobi Podcast. Yeah, so this becomes the name of the app. If we should close and rerun, then we should have the name changed from this to the label that we've set. So let's rerun and then confirm that it's working. Phew. So our app should run, and then when we check the name should now be Mobi Podcast. Yeah, so guys, you can see down here the name is now Mobi Podcast. Yeah, so we are gonna go to the iOS folder and also change that. So we'll go inside runner, we'll go info split, and then we'll look for the app display name. All right, it's already Mobi Podcast, as we can see here. Okay, it has also manifested here, so yeah, so it's also Mobi Podcast. Now we don't have to do much. Okay, the next thing for us to do is to change the app icon. So we are already getting started with app icons and all that. So to change an app icon, the first thing you do is you go to your design, and then wow, unfortunately there is no icon for this. Oh damn, guys, there's no icon for this. Oh, that's sad. That is very sad, guys. That is very sad. Okay, we'll pick this. I think we can pick this, right? So let's pick this, and then we would go in here and then export it. We would have to find an icon by force. So so yeah, we'll export the flash icon, and then we'll go down here to Google, and then what we have to search is icon kitchen, right? Guys, thanks very much for the likes. MKT, bammy for you. Bammy for you. Yeah, so in here select the image that we want, and then I'm gonna go to MKT. Thanks very much for the likes. I really appreciate it. Don't worry, I'm gonna buy you porridge, right? Yeah, so we are gonna look for something. I think the icon that we just downloaded, right? Would have to find it. Where is it? Let's see, what's the name? It's in a zip. Just a single icon, and we have it in a zip. That's crazy. Yeah, so we're gonna export this, and then let's have it this way. GFU2. Yeah, so we have our flash icon here, so now we can just go and then make use of it. Yeah, so click on this and then look for, can we have folders that we can actually where is it, view sax linear flash. Yeah, so we are going to pick this. Okay, so this is how it's going to look like. We will just change this color to black, and then yeah, we should have something like this, the flash icon. If we make it dimmed, it becomes like this, and it's very, very beautiful. Yeah, so we are going to have this as our icon, guys. We are not going to do any other thing again. All you have to do is click on download, then your item should be downloaded. So you go inside the icon kitchen output and then unarchive it and achieve it. It looks like this, and then we'll just go into the Android folder and keep pack the elements from here, right? So we would copy all this, then we'll jump into our app. So when we go to Android app, src, main, resources, then we can drop it here. Yeah, overwrite for all, then that should be it. Then we'll go back and then copy for the iOS version. So we'll go inside of iOS and then copy this. So we would copy all of this, and when we copy all this, we would jump back to our app, locate iOS, and then we are going to locate runner, and then assets x whatever is in there. Then we'll paste this, overwrite for all. Yeah, we're still gonna have the old stuff here, so we'll just cut this and then we would delete them. Yeah, so now we have all this set. We are going to run the app again. We are going to reinstall the app to make sure that this flutter icon is now the Mobi podcast icon. So let's rerun that. Guys, don't forget to drop the follow. Are we doing both iOS and Android with Android Studio? Yes, back we see that is what we are doing. Yeah, this is Flutter, so you have both versions on Android Studio. So yeah, guys, this is the Mobi podcast. It looks so good. Whoa, I really love how this is looking already. It looks like some huge professional app, that some $1 million app that we are about to build. But yeah, it's just for the fun of it. Yeah, so guys, all these videos are going to be on the YouTube channel, and we are about to start one big series, the Mobi podcast series. This is likely going to take us more than 1 week. Looking at the designs, it's going to take us more than 1 week, but it should be very interesting building an app with this particular design. Yeah, so let me go here. This is going to be the design. What I want us to focus on is not always the similarities between apps that we are building. It's like, what am I learning from this particular series? So when you look at this app, the design alone, everything looks like a glass, everything looks like they are raised on each other, and there's a little feel that makes you feel like this element is raised in a way. All right, we have something like that, and that is something that you love to learn in this app, so that maybe when you get yourself in other application and development environments, you can just use that. And also another great feature is that we are going to be dealing with music. All right, we are going to be dealing with music, which means we would have to understand how to use sound, how to actually import sounds into Flutter and play music with from our devices, pause music, like music, increase volume, mute music, and all that. That's going to be like the main functionality, or the main thing that we would be looking at in this particular application. So apart from all the beautiful designs, all the beautiful things we have in here, our most focus should be on what we are learning. And that's in here is these two functionalities, having this glass feel, and also this particular sound functionality that we'll be working with. And apart from that, you're also going to learn a lot of other stuff. So guys, don't forget to subscribe, and then let's get back to business. So we'll be starting with the home page. As you can see, this is going to be our app bar. This is going to be recently played music. This is going to be to get you started, and then we are going to have this down here. If you are not playing any music, then maybe we would have this here, no music or something, I don't know. But yeah, if you are not playing any music, then we are not going to have anything like this. So guys, we have a lot more we would be doing. We have a lot more that we would be doing. Yeah, so let's take a look at it. Whew. How long do you think this series is gonna take? These are the designs. This is a crazy design, guys, and I know it's gonna take us a lot of time, but yeah, it's very much worth it. It's very worth it. Yeah, so guys, this is it. Good morning from Indonesia. Yeah, welcome UD. Welcome. Good evening from Ghana. Yeah, so guys, let's see if we can already start something. Yeah, so we have our Mobi podcast, and then the name and everything is set. So now we have no issue with our app name and then our app icon. We know this two is set, so what we can now focus on is going to be the look and the feel. Alright, so we have already the features screen. The next thing we want to have is assets. So let's create the asset folder, or maybe I can leave it now. When we start and we need assets, then I show you how you do that. Yeah, I think we should do something like that. Guys, how are you feeling? Blah 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 black ship. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling good? I swear. Blah blah black ship. Blah blah black ship. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling good? I swear. Blah blah black ship. Yeah. Yeah, so we are gonna have a few stuff here. Our leading is gonna be good morning, which is greetings from above. So let's begin. So leading is gonna be a text that would say good morning, right? Although we are in the evening, I think now we should be adding functionalities and some backend configurations and stuff, but the only thing is that it's going to take a lot of time, and I don't want us to wait so much time on a single series. If it takes so long, then it should be like a week. That's why I don't add stuff like state management and all that. But I think for this we would be dealing with a state management package, so hopefully there should be a river port as we proceed. Yeah, so we are gonna have to learn about river port and also use that in our app as we proceed. Yeah, so we are gonna have this text saying good morning, and then from there we can check other stuff. So let's rerun this, and then we are gonna have something like this as good morning. If we should you can see that our elements are actually moving to the next line. They are wrapped, so we can set the leading width, and then the leading width doesn't have to be so much, so we can use this for it, right? So we can have what's the name, guys? What's the name? I really forgot this. Oh my god. Yeah, so it's been a while that I use this particular method, and I've already forgotten it. The responsive method, right? The responsive method. I've forgotten the name, guys. Let me go in here and then let's do something like this. I think I'm getting a flash of the name, right? So it's just flashing in my head. just flashing in my head, but let's not waste time on it. So responsive with in Flutter. I think we can use something like media query, guys. So we are gonna pick this media query dot of size, and then we will do dot width, and then we'll say the width should be like 40%, or let's just say 50% of this particular of the screen, right? So let's do this. It's gonna say 0.5, so we should have something like this. So that's gonna be the width, and then after that you can see, let's increase the size of this. So we are gonna say style, text style. I know some of you are already asking why I am building this without using widgets and all that. Don't worry, we are going to build the widgets. The reason why I'm building it this way, or I'm starting this way, is for us to actually make the rest of the configurations. So we have something like good. Where is the morning? The morning is missing. The morning is missing. So let me have something like 32. So we have this. As you can see, we have good morning, right? But I want you to focus on the text. See what we have here. See the good morning we have here, and see the, okay, let me use the same good afternoon so that you can actually see in real time what I'm talking about. See how our good afternoon looks. Please increase this to 7. I want us to have something now. So look at how our Josie, thanks very much for, is it Josie? Thanks very much for the like. So we have something like this. Good afternoon. This is our text. Take a good look at it, right? And then this is what we have here. The fonts. That is what I'm talking about. So we have to change the font. We have to do the font configuration even before we move on or start developing. Those are the basic things that you have to actually configure: the app icon, the app name, the fonts, and all those things. You have to get them settled or done with before you even begin building. So we are going to focus on the fonts. Let's set the fonts, and then do the foundational fixes, and then we can begin doing something small. So let's go for this. This is good afternoon. We are going to find this font, which is Urbanist font. That's the name of the font, guys. I'm really getting to see new fonts. So let's do Urbanist font download. Let's do Urbanist font download. And then where are we downloading it from? Do we have it on Google Fonts? Let's see. It's on Google Fonts. I always want us to download from Google Fonts because we wouldn't have to do a lot of work. Alright, it's just easy going there and then downloading. So what do we have? Right from this. So we are going to download this Urbanist. So this is what we'll be downloading. So we have our Urbanist form. All we have to do is to unzip it and pick that folder and go keep it in our Flutter app for use, right? So we have this, and then this is what we have, right? So we are just going to pick a few of these fonts. We are not going to use all of them. We are just going to pick few of them, the ones that are in the app there, or the ones that we need in the app. If we don't want that, or if you don't want that, we can also pick everything like this, copy, and then we'll go in the app and go drop it there. So let's go inside of the app and let's locate the YAML. Inside of our YAML, we'll scroll all the way to the font section, right? So when we come here, we'll just uncomment these fonts and do something like this, and then we type this, and then we are gonna have to do something like this, and then that would be the family, right? So let's go here let's go here and set this. Do we still have it? A missing property, which is the font for this particular family. So we would have to do something like this. It says invalid child block sequence. So yeah, we have that, and then we are gonna have something like this. And then under font we'll have the assets and then where the font belongs to. Yeah, so that is what we are gonna have, right? So we can actually let go of all this, but I just want us to have it there. Yeah, so the name of the font is gonna be Ebonist. That is the name of the font, and we will have to specify where it belongs, right? So we would go in here and create a new directory called assets. Then inside of assets we are going to create another directory called fonts. All right, so inside of fonts then we can paste what we've taken, right? So we can just use Urbanist as the name of our fonts. Yeah, so we have Urbanist. Yeah, so under Urbanist we now have all this, right? So to specify a particular asset, we would go back to the UI and identify almost all the font sizes that have been used across the design, so that we can already specify that inside of our YAML, right? So we can look at this, and then this is a semi-bold one. So semi-bold is gonna have the size of I think 600, right? So we have medium. Semi-bold is just like medium. So let's see, we have semi-bold here. All right, so we have semi-bold. We'll just copy this and drop it here. Yeah, so this becomes one section of our font. So we have asset, font, Urbanist, semi-bold. Yeah, that is one font. And then we can also have another one, which will be assets. And then we are gonna have to look for another one. Let's check this. This is also semi-bold, then nothing to deal with it. This is medium. All right, so we are gonna have to look for the medium font size and also use it in there. So we will drop the medium and then we will go for the other ones. So after medium, what else do we have? We are gonna have something like semi-bold and then medium. So it seems this is semi-bold and then this is medium. So it looks like so far that is like the only font variation. It's either semi-bold or it is medium. This is medium and this too is medium. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, so semi-bold and medium, that is only the two types of fonts varieties that we have inside of the app, right? So we have this two, then I can say that we are good with it, right? So we can delete this folder if you want, and you can leave it if you want as well. So upon all this that we brought here, the only two we needed or we need is the semi-bold and then the medium. Okay, now after adding that, what we are going to do is to do flutter pub get. Yeah, so after getting, we would go all the way to our main app, and then in here we are going to set the font family, and then the font family is going to be Urbanist, just as we created inside of our YAML, right? So now let's rerun our app and see if the font will change. As you can see, now we have the Urbanist font, and that is what we are using now. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to stay tuned, and also be part of all these conversations, right? Thank you very much for the subscription. Thank you. Yeah, so guys, now we have our fonts, we have our app image, we have our app icon and everything. The next thing for us, all right, the greatest thing right now is getting started with the screen. But we can't just jump into creating screens without actually taking a deep look at how the layout is. Right, we have to actually take a deeper look at the layout and every section of this particular app, right? Sorry. Yeah, so you can see we have these icons down here, and those icons belong to the nav bar, the bottom nav. And then we have these elements up here, and these elements belong to a particular screen. So we would have to take a look at it, and then we'll decide whether we are going to have a screen called the nav main screen, which is now going to have this element, and then it will be followed by this particular screens, right? So that is what we are going to do. But since we have a nav bar, and we have to have a screen that holds all these nav bars. So that's what we are going to do. Let's go in here. In the features, we have home screen, and then in the same features section, we are going to have bottom nav main, or we are going to have app main, or main app, or something. Yeah, so let's create another section of the app or this features and call it app, or let's call it the name of the app, right? So let's call it Mobi app. Yeah, so this is going to be like the main page where we'll be having the bottom nav and all that. All right, that could be like the landing page of everything. Yeah, so down here we are going to call it, it's going to be the secondary root folder, right? The root section of the app. So we are just going to call it Mobi app. Yeah, so apart from the actual app main, this is the secondary, or the, yeah, you understand what I mean. Yeah, so let's do stateful and call it Mobi app, right? And then in here we are gonna use material. We are gonna import material, right? So import material, and then we would have something like this. Yeah, now inside of this particular section of the app will now become our main entry point, right? So instead of home screen, we are going to replace this with Mobi app. So this becomes our entry. What software are you using? Yeah, Writers Web. I am using Android Studio. I'm using Android Studio, and if you are not familiar with it, you can check out my YouTube channel for how it's being done, how you can set it up, and how you can build a mobile application with it. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, so guys, we have that. Now what we are going to do is to create the bottom nav, right? If you look at the design, bottom nav is the most important one, then this other screen just follow like that. So we are not going to stress over this ones. The real stress is at the bottom nav section. Yeah, so that is what we would be taking a look at. Yeah, now my question is, why do we have this same UI elements? The same thing we have here is what we have here, unless my eyes are not seeing. Unless my eyes cannot see clearly, but what we have here is exactly what we have here. Only judge can God. Yeah. Okay, so guys, there will be something beautiful that I'm going to do in this particular episode, in this series, right? I'm going to be building some crazy widgets in this series, some things that you've never even thought of is what I'll be doing. So don't forget to subscribe, and always join when a new video drops. Yeah, so let's go in here, and then let's run our app again. Now we have the Mobi as the entry point. So what are we doing here? We are replacing this with scaffold, and on this scaffold we are gonna have to focus more on the bottom nav, right? We have bottom nav, and then we have this. But what we are going to do is that we are going to use page view right now to actually take care of this element, which is 1 2 3 4. We are going to take care of that. So when we get here, we are going to call something like the body, and then the body is going to be, let's not even bring center, let's just use page view directly. So we are going to have page view, and then page view is going to have children. The children, let's say first one is going to be a text which will say home screen. All right, we are just going to describe all the screens that we would have there. So we can also have another text. Yeah, so we would have home screen, search screen. Which app are you using for the code edit, please? Yeah, so I am using Android Studio. I'm using Android Studio, and the SDK is the Flutter SDK. If you are not familiar with it, check out my YouTube channel. Check out the YouTube channel. The name is Code Researcher, and then you would have access to how you can set it up and all that. Yeah, so guys, we are gonna have home screen, search screen, library, and then premium. So yeah, that is what we are gonna do. We have home screen, we have the search screen, we have the library. Guys, thanks very much for the likes, the reshares, and then the follows. Thank you very much. So if we rebuild, we are gonna have something like this, and you can see the screens moving, right? You can see the screens moving. If you can't see them, all I have to do is to put this in the center. And if you still can't see it, then I just have to make sure that each of this text is being placed in the center. And let's see, yeah, like this, like this, and then like this. Yeah, so rerun this. Now you see we have home screen, search screen. Guys, thanks very much for the follow. If you are following, then also make sure you join the YouTube channel where you have access to all the videos and software or mobile development courses. Yeah, so guys, after this, the next thing we do is to focus on two things, right? So now we have our screens. All the screens that we would be building in the future, we have them, which is the home screen, search screen, library, and premium, right? We have all that. Now the next thing for us to look at is going to be the navbar. That is the serious app of the app, serious section of the app actually. So it's either you agree for us to build a navbar or you disagree, and then we'll still build it anyway. Yeah, you are either agreeing or you disagree, and then we'll still build it anyway. Yeah, so unfortunately, I am sorry. Yeah, so that is that. So what we would be doing is very simple. What we'll be doing is very simple, but it's a bit complicated, right? Simple but a bit complicated. Just a little bit complicated. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit complicated. Until we start coding before we can tell how complicated it is. Yeah, so I want us to actually do some arrangement where we would also have, we know we already have this elements out there. The next thing is for us to actually do something to resemble something, which is going to be the app bar. Right, so that is what we would do, and then afterwards we can say bye bye to this episode, which is just the UI searching episode, the setup episode, and getting started episode. So you shouldn't expect so much of coding and buildings in the first episode. Yeah, so we are going here, and then we are gonna have something, right? So what we will do to this page view is that we would put it inside of a widget called the stack widget. Guys, we are back with stack again. Yeah, you thought we are done? Nah, we are never done. We are back with stack again. So we are gonna have the stack widget. Yeah, and then inside of the stack we are gonna have children, and then when we get our children we are gonna have position dot fill, and then positions dot fill is just gonna take the whole screen, right? So the child, then we give it this page view. Now if we should run the app completely, we are still gonna have this, right? That is great. Now let's do the next one, which is going to be align. Alignment would be at the bottom center of the screen. We are going to have alignment dot at bottom center, so something like this. And then the child of this alignment is going to be a container, and this container will have a width that is double dot infinity, and then it will have a height. Let's say it's gonna have a height of 80.0, and then it will have a color of black. Yeah, so let's have this as black. Yeah, so we run this, and then we are gonna have something like this. Yeah, still we have our screens and everything, and it's looking good. Yeah, now what's next we can do with this container is to set its margin. We are going to set its margin to, let's say, every section of it, which is margin.all, is going to be something like, what do you think we should give it? Dexter? Thanks very much for the like. Guys, don't forget to follow and also join the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and let's hit 310 subscribers before the week ends. 310 subscribers before Friday, guys. I believe we can do that. We need only 4 more subscribers to hit 310. Please be part of those 4. Thank you. Yeah, so we are gonna have this. We are gonna have this as our bottom nav, as you can see. All we have to do is to put this in symmetric. So we're gonna have horizontal being 16, and then vertical is gonna be huge. So vertical is gonna be like, before the vertical I want us to check something, right? So let's go to the scaffold and search extended body. Let's set the extended body to true, and then we are gonna have something like this. So we are gonna have something like this. Yeah, without this, let me see what we would have. Yeah, we'll still have the same thing, no yawa. Yeah, so let's have this, and then our vertical is gonna be huge, so let's we can even give it 40. Yeah, so we are gonna have something like this as our nav. Just picture it. We are not building it, we are just trying to put some few things in place so that when we come, it'll be easy for us to take it and then begin work. Yeah, so this box is gonna be in a decoration, which will be box decoration, and then we are gonna have the color as this, and we are gonna have a border radius, which is gonna be circular, and then that circular border radius is gonna be something like 100, because it looks like a pew. So we have this. Now we can say we have this as our bottom nav. No yawa. Which programming app are you using? Yeah, Dexter. I'm using Flutter. I'm building in Flutter, and I'm using Android Studio as the IDE. Yeah. So guys, we now have this. This is what we have, right? But there is more to this. There is more to this. When you look at the design, right? If you take a look good at a good look, I said a look good, guys. Sorry. If you take a good look at our UI, you would identify that even the background of this particular app is in a gradient form. Yeah, so when we come here, you can see that the background is in a gradient layout, a gradient form, which means that all of our backgrounds has to be of this gradient settings. It has to be of this gradient color, and with that we can set a gradient color in scaffold. Scaffold does not take gradient. I think it only takes a background color, right? So if we type gradient is not going to work. All we have to do is to give it a background color. So that is what we have to do now. So instead of using scaffold, we will now have to create a custom gradient background, or a custom gradient app page or widget. Yeah, a custom gradient widget that we can use as our app background, right? So instead of using scaffold, we are now going to have to create a custom graded something and then use that as the app background, so that wherever we go on the app, wherever screen we see ourselves, we can just call that, and then that would be it. Yeah, and then that will be it. Yeah, so guys, I think we can jump to business, right? We can get started and we can begin building. Yeah, so let's under features, I think we have to also get widgets, right? So let's write something like shared. Then under shared, we are gonna have to create a custom widget, which will be app background widget. All right, app. Is it app background widget or app widgets, app gradients, custom app background widgets? Yeah, what are we gonna do? Let's create something. All right, so the first one we are gonna create will be, guys, great, giving a name to a class is like one of the craziest thing, or the craziest stuff that I always find difficult when I'm building. Like, the name has to make sense, and the name has to be a name that I can actually use to describe what I'm doing or what is inside of that particular class. So yeah, forgive me if I'm going crazy just trying to find the best name for this. So we're gonna have to use Mobi background. Yeah, so let's say Mobi background. Yeah, Mobi background. Please, I want to create a class, not a directory. Maybe we can actually make it by a directory, but let me just call it Mobi background. Yeah, so we are going to create a stateful widget like this, and then we will call it Mobi background. And then in here we are going to return a container, right? But the container is going to have the full height of a particular screen. That is what we are going to do. Yeah, but this particular Mobi background, we are going to do it in a way that we can actually give it even an app bar and all that. That is how crazy we would be. We are going to design this, so it's going to be like a scaffold but in a different way. Yeah, so the first thing we will do is that we will return a scaffold as usual, and then this scaffold is going to have a body. Then the body is going to take a container. This container is going to have a width that will take all the screen, right? So the width will take the entire screen, and then the height will take the entire screen as well. Yeah, and then we would have decoration, and then inside of this decoration we are gonna have something like box decoration. Please, sometimes can you rerun the explanation so we don't get confused? Yeah, I wish I know the explanation that we are talking about. Yeah, so I'm saying once again, let's repeat. When you look at our app, when you look at what we are building, the background is not a solid color. The background has a gradient color, as you can see, right? The top here looks kind of light, and then below it is a dark section of the app. That is how the background is. And in order to achieve something like this, we won't get it from scaffold, right? Scaffold only give us a chance to build using a solid background, which is either blue, black, yellow. It doesn't support gradient coloring. And because the app has that same background running through every particular screen or running through every single screen, we would have to create a widget that would have that particular configurations with this gradient background, and then we can use it as our main app body, or we can use it as the body for any screen that we are on. So it's like creating a custom widget to actually function like the scaffold widgets and all that. So that is what I'm talking about, or I was talking about. Yeah. So guys, let's get back to work. Yeah. So when we come in here, we're gonna have to create a decoration, right? So the decoration, we are gonna have to, we'll look at gradient. We'll look at gradient but before we use this, we have to make sure that we call it in a particular screen, so that when we are using it, we will know that this is what we are actually making use of. Yeah. So if we go to the Mobi app, and then we call this positioned, this particular thing, we are going to replace this with a different element, right? So we are going to replace this with a different element. We are going to replace this with a different element, and that should be the Mobi background, right? So yeah, if we rerun this, we should have this. Now we can focus on designing the Mobi background to look exactly like what we have there. Yeah, so box decoration, we are gonna have to set this scaffold already to black. Let's just change the background color to the background color of this. So if we click on this, we can have the dark section of it, which is either this place or this place. You can't even tell. Yeah, so we will go here, and then let's give it a background color. So we can just give it a color of blue to make sure that it has taken all the screens. So yeah, so now we have this looking like what we wanted. Yeah, so after having this, that is an assurance that our gradient is going to work, right? So we'll do gradients, and then we'll do linear gradients, and inside of linear gradients, we are going to use multiple colors, right? So we'll call colors, and then we'll give it a list. So the list is going to take the first color, the second, the third, the fourth, all the way to the last color. That is what we will be building, right? So let's set the first color. Let's say our first color is going to be this, like this, and then we will go in here and pick one. So this is this looks like the same color, by the way, just a little bit of difference in them. And then we have this, then we have this. I can't tell which is which. Let me see. Okay, and this is what I can't tell which is which. So let's use this color firstly, and then we'll use the other one and see. So let's use this here, rerun our app, and then let's see what we are gonna get if we should add another color again. So we have this, and then we have this, and if we should click and go pick this, Now let's see if we are gonna have some colors at least. Yeah, so now this is what we have, and both colors look almost the same. Now what we have to do is to make sure that we change the start and then the end of the gradient, right? So in here we'll call begin, and then it's beginning from top center, right? So top center, it's beginning from the top center of the screen. We are gonna have that, and then end, we are gonna have bottom center, something like this. So now we have this too, but I want us to use a color that is visible firstly, then we can now jump into using another color. So let's call blue, and then let's call yellow. Yeah, so if we set these two, we are gonna have a color like this, right? But having a color like this is not enough, because you can see what we have here. The yellow that is below the blue, it's supposed to stand almost to the end of this, right? So what we will do is to add another yellow. We can add multiple yellows, right? So 1, 2 yellow, and let's see what we are gonna get. So we'll be having something like this, right? If we add more yellows, we'll be having something like this. If we should take off one yellow, then we'll be having something like that. Yeah, so now you see what we are having, right? That is cool. Now the next thing for us to do is to replace this with the colors here. But already we are facing our first problem, which is some color uses, some the use of colors that is kind of not clear, right? It's not so clear the kind of color that is being used here. If we should take off linear, if we should take off the linear movement, then we are gonna have something like this. Yeah, even if when we hide everything, when we try to hide everything, it's still showing. Yeah, so this is what we are actually looking at. Yeah, bring everything back, and then we have something like this. So looking at the app, it seems we have one yellow at the top, and then one yellow at the bottom, and the blue is actually in between the two, something like this. That is what I got from this particular design, because when I was changing the stuff, it seems the blue or the deep started from here, the deep black started from this section, and the top and this bottom are light. That is what I got from here. Yeah, so we are gonna have this too, as the yellow and then the black. Then all we have to do is to actually replace these colors with the color we have in here, right? So if we should have this like this, and also this at the top here, then let's see what we will get. We're gonna have something like this, but the way I want the color to show, the way I want the color to pop is not exactly like that. So what we are going to do is that I'm going to make some use of blacks, and also I'm going to make a use of some black in here, and then we would be having something like this. Yeah, so I think with something like this we can actually use it, right? Manifest, thanks very much for the follow, and don't forget to check out the YouTube channel, right? We have videos, a lot of videos on the channel, and I'd love for you to subscribe and also check it out. Guys, I need only 4 subscribers for us to hit 310 subscribers. If you are watching this in the future, if you are watching this today, thank you very much for the subscription and being part of the growth of this channel. Amen. Yeah, thanks very much for the follow. Yeah, so guys, this is the screen that I was talking about. This is a gradient field that I was talking about in the whole from the start of the video. I've been talking about this gradient, I've been talking about this field. Now we have it. What we have to do is put it into use. Right, so we have to put it into use so that it will become a parent screen or the parent widget that we can use anywhere we want it. Yeah, so we have this, and if we should decide to create an app bar, let's see what we will get if we decide to create an app bar. So let's create an app bar like this, and let's set the title. Let's say the title is a text, right? So the text is like code with Secho. Yeah, so that is the text. So let's see, it's gonna look like this. Right, now let's try to take off the background color of the app bar and see what we will have. Then it's not off. If we should make it black, it's gonna look like this. And then if we should make it without values alpha 0.0, then it will still look like that. Yeah, so that means we can't actually use this app bar as we want, and we can only use it in a different way, right? So we have our container with the background gradient. The next thing for us to do is to do this, which is the child of the container, right? So we can go ahead and then set the child of the container, and then this child will now become the widgets that we would be sending from any screen where we will call this particular Mobi background. All right, so we are gonna have this. We would pass a widget anytime we call the Mobi background widget. So we are gonna have to do final widget, and then we'll call it body. Yeah, we want to have it look like how we have a scaffold and all that, so we'll just call it body, and then we are going to write required this dot body. All right, so now we are going to have something like this, and then in the child here we are supplying body, so we're going to have widget dot body. So this becomes the child of this particular element, which means that we can use it anywhere we want to use it and still have the same feel as we want to have on the other screens, right? So that is what we are going to check out. That is what we'll be taking a look at. Yeah, what we can do is also create a column, right? We can wrap this in a column, and then we would wrap the body in expanded, right? So we will wrap the body inside of expanded, or we can just let the body be, but we are gonna have to set the main axis alignment to start, right? We are gonna have to set the main axis alignment to start if we want to. And then what we would do is that we would put the body in here, and then we would have to set another widget which would serve as the app bar, right? So we can just call it widgets dot app bar. Yeah, so we are gonna have this as app bar, and then in here we are gonna have to set final widget. We are gonna set final widget, and then we'll call it app bar, and we have it this way. Yeah, so we are gonna do required app bar and then required body. We're gonna have this too. Guys, thank you very much for the likes, the follow, and then the subscriptions. Phew. So yeah, now we're gonna have this. So go to features, manifest. Thanks very much for the likes. I hope you guys are also following up on the YouTube channel. And for anybody that's on the YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, so now we have Mobi background, and then we can call this anywhere we want, right? So we are going to replace this with the old text. And then what we'll do is that for this scaffold, all right, instead of returning a scaffold, what we are going to return will be the Mobi background, right? So now we won't be returning scaffold again. We will be returning Mobi background anytime we want, right? So we have this body, and then we have the app bar. What we have to do is to make the app bar optional, right? We don't have to make it required. So for app bar, we can have it as an optional widget or an optional child. Yeah, so we can have it this way. So down here we will just say that if widget the app bar, if widget the app bar is not null, then show the app bar in here. So we can do that. Yeah, so now we make sure that if the app bar is not null, then we will just show it here. Yeah, that is what we are going to do as usual. So now in the Mobi app, we can decide not to create an app bar, and that should be it. And then for the body, we can now replace what we already copied, which is this stack and children. Now let's rerun for the moment of truth. Yeah, so now we have that at the top, and then I don't know what we are looking at, by the way. Yeah, see, I don't know what we are looking at, but we would have to find our way around it. Yeah, so let's rerun this and see what we have. This is looking nice. Yeah, so we can see that there's a few issues. That we have to fix. We did this alignment all the way to the bottom, but it's still stuck at the top, which means there is something we would have to do. There is something that make me come into your presence. Yeah, so take off this scaffold, the stats alignment, and then let's see. We are gonna have something like that. So what we can do is let's do this in expanded and see if it will pick. Yeah, so yeah, now we are good to go, guys. Yeah, so guys, we have set up, is the phone real or digital? Yeah, this is an emulator, it is not a real phone. Yeah, so guys, we've gotten what we wanted, and as you can see, our elements are looking good. Yeah, but to make sure we have exactly what we are looking for, I want us to add a test, right? I want us to run some tests right now to make sure that this is actually effective and we can trust it, right? So for this child, I'm going to call it a single child scroll view, which holds the scroll functionality, but often single child scroll view always have an issue with expanded. So I'm going to check that for us to make sure that the scrolling is okay before we make this the official background for the app, right? So we are going to set the child. The child is going to be a column, and then column is going to have children, and that children is going to be a list dot generate. So we are generating about 230 items, and then each of them is going to have an index. So we will just do something like this. We would return the text that we've copied, and then the text is going to be something like, so now we can take off center, we don't really need it, we can actually leave it there as well. So now let's rerun and see what we'll have. Yeah, so yeah, our scrolling is also working, which means that our implementation for this thing is very, very, very valid. Yeah, if you want to see the text color, I can actually show it, and then you have access to it. So these are things that you have to do, these basic configurations. You have to do it and make sure all of them are working before you even start building your app, right? Those are the foundations of your app. So you need to set it up before you even begin writing your first app code, right? So if we rerun this, we are going to have something like this. Now you can see that these elements are scrollable, which are the texts, right? Which are the text, and all of them are scrollable. So now we can set an app bar, we can create an app bar and then have our elements anyhow we want it. Yeah, so if that is the body of the Mobi, then let's try to work with the app bar and see. So let's say the app bar is like a row, and then this row has children. So the first child is like a text that is saying this is the leading, right? So let's say this is the leading child inside of that app bar, and then let's say after the leading we have something like the title. So let's say we have another text which is representing the title of that app bar, right? So let's do it like this, the Mobi app bar, right? Yeah, so if we should rerun this, now we'll have the app bar elements at the top there. I know you can't see it, but if I should change the text color, they are somewhere at the top, right? So this main axis is going to be a space between, right? It's going to be space between like this. So let's run and then we'll have something like this. Let me change the color of this element so that you can have access to visually view or visually see what we have in here. Today is the setup day, so we are just making sure that everything is well set up before we move on. Yeah, so we have style, text style, and then we are going to set the color to white for this, and we'll just use it for this as well so that you would have access to the text. So if I should rerun this, then you'll see them at the top there. Wrap it in a pattern, then they should be available on the screen for you guys. Yeah, so wrap it and this becomes our app bar. Now you can see that. Yeah, what we can do too is that we can actually wrap this app bar in something called, I think, safe area. Let's see if safe area will also be a good option. Yeah, so now you can see we have our app bar and everything, and it is looking good. So this means that we can actually create a custom app bar for our app or for our widgets, and also have the children elements as well for the Mobi background. That is that for the background. That is that for the rest of the stuff. But the next thing that we would have to do is the text, right? So we have to create custom texts. Did you know? Thank you very much for the like. Yes, I know you are gonna follow, and I know you are gonna subscribe for the you are gonna subscribe to the YouTube channel for the upcoming videos. So guys, thank you for the subscription and the follows. Yeah, so the next thing for us to do is to create the two text variations that we have in the app, which is the semi-bold text and then the medium text. I think those are the two text variations that we have, right? So we would have to create them somewhere so that we can make use of them. Yeah, so we will go to features, and then inside of the features, those are like core stuff in the app, right? So we have core, and then inside of the core, Sam's, thanks very much for the like. Sam's, thanks very much for the like. Please don't forget to check out the YouTube channel. We need 6 more people. All right, we need 6, I think 4 more people to make 310 subscribers on the YouTube channel. I know it's very small, but guys, I'm so happy having even 300 subscribers. So guys, don't forget to subscribe as you are watching, and also don't forget to follow wherever you are watching me from. Yeah, so we are going to create something which will be app texts. All right, so we have app text. We will create a class called app texts, and then inside of this class we are going to have something like a static, right? A static text. It's going to be a text widget, and then we would have the first one as semi bold, right? So this is going to be, can we have something like semi bold? I don't know if we can have something like that. Let's use this text, and then it should return text like this. Yeah, so this is returning text. Inside here we are gonna add some few data that we'll be requesting. The first one is going to be required string, which would be the text, right? So we are going to have this as the text, and then we will have style, so text style, and then in here will be, the first thing is the font size and then the font weight. So for the font weight, the medium font weight, I think semi bold. So semi bold is like semi bold font weight. Let me see, semi bold font weight. Semi bold font weight, right? That should be, yeah, 600. Yeah, so we are gonna have W600 for the semi bold. W's in the chat. All right, so we have this, and then we are gonna set the color of the text. So the user is either supplying a color, or we are using white as the default color. Right, so let's go colors dot white. Yeah, so we are gonna have something like that. All we have to do is to come down here and require this particular color. No, color will not be required, right? So let's set color, and let's call it color. Yeah, so let's import colors.white. So now we have this. Our text is either given a custom color, or it becomes white by default, and the font weight is 600. Now the next one is the font size. All right, so if we go in here and search for the font size, our semi bold is given an 18 font size, right? So 18px font size. Yeah, so that becomes our semi bold text, so we can use it at any part of the app. The next one is the medium one. The next one is the medium one. So now we are dealing with medium, and it's going to have basically the same thing, but the font weight and all that is going to change, right? So if we should do medium font weight, then that is W500, right? Yeah, W500 for our medium, and then the basic size, the minimum size that it always have from most parts of the app, this increase. Yeah, then that's gonna be like, I think this is semi bold. Let's focus on the medium, and it's gonna be like the 16. All right, given this 11 or 12 is very tiny. Yeah, so I think the medium is also gonna have the same size as the others, unless I check and confirm that it is the same thing across board. So let's check this medium. This medium is even 10, guys. Wow, the fonts are really tiny. Okay, so it's like the regular medium on this app, it's somewhere around 10 and 12. I'm going to use the 12, and then you guys will see how little or how tiny it will be. Yeah, so let me go down here, and then let's set the medium from 18 to 14. Yeah, so that's going to be the medium text. So guys, we also have our app text now, so we can test it out by changing this from a normal text to app text dot medium, or let's start with semi bold, and then the text is going to be leading, right? And then after that we would have the same app text dot medium, and then this is going to be title, or let me call it trailing. Yeah, so we have something like this. Let's rerun our app, and then now you can see we have the medium size and then the trailing size. So now we have our app icon set, we have our app background set, we have everything set. Now the only thing for us now is to start building. The only thing for us to do is to start building. And since this is a setup and the one or the beginning of the app, I would say thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for the subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and also comment what you think is going to happen. Do you think this particular build is going to go smoothly, or there is going to be a lot of roadblocks as we build this particular podcast app? Drop your comments in there. Thank you for subscribing, and always keep it cool. Guys, this becomes the end of episode 1, or the setup of the Mobi podcast app. Thank you, and don't forget to always subscribe.